Hello students, I'm here with another video from the chapter Wind, Storms and Cyclones of class 7th NCERT book. Before starting today's video, I would like to discuss that till now we have seen the properties of air, that air applies pressure, air also is moving upwards when it is heated up. So hot air becomes lighter and it rises up. So we have seen that these properties of air, and we have also seen about the formation of wind is because of uneven heating of the land and the sea, as well as unheating of the equator and the poles. Then we have discussed about the speed of the wind is always due to the lower pressure, and it is because it is flowing because of the pressure difference. Where the hot air is there, it is going to be lighter and it rises up and creating a region of low pressure area, whereas cold air is always heavier than the hot air. It forms a higher pressure, it remains in higher pressure. So we have studied about the high speed winds are going to be converted in the form of destructive phenomenon such as storms. And yes, in the last class, means yesterday, we have discussed about the phenomenon called thunderstorm. Now today we are going to discuss one more such destructive phenomenon which is caused because of the high speed winds, that is cyclones. So what is a cyclone? Cyclone is a huge revolving storm. As I told you that it is because of the fast moving air, means it is because of the storm. And if storms are more, then what happens? It is creating a low pressure area. Okay, it means cyclone is a huge revolving storm caused by very high speed winds. It is blowing around a central area, and it is blowing from the central because of the low pressure of the atmosphere. Okay, so a cyclone is formed over a warm sea water. It is always formed in water. Okay, please remember, it is always formed in sea water. So what happens? A cyclone is formed over a warm sea water, and it is about 10 to 15 kilometers high. Okay, so it is about 10 to 15 kilometers high. Its height is about 10 to 15 kilometers high. Then a cyclone is going to revolve due to the force which is exerted by the rotation of the earth. So how is this being circularly rotating? It is because of the presence of the rotation of the earth, means the force which is applied by the rotation of the earth. Now the center of the cyclone is a very calm area. As you could see here, it is a very calm area, and it is known as eye. So this is the structure where the center of the cyclone is known as eye, and it is rising about 10 to 15 kilometers above in its height, and it is and the other means just beside the eye we have the circulating water current which rises up, and this forms a very it takes up the very high speed, and it blows in the form of cyclones. It blows in the form of high speed winds. So the diameter of eye of cyclone varies from 10 kilometers to 30 kilometers. It is from 10 kilometers to 30 kilometers. The eye of a cyclone is a region of which is free of clouds, and it has only lighter winds. Around the calm area and the clear eye of the cyclone, there is a cloud region of 150 kilometers in size. Means, as you could see here, which is white in color, and this area is very large, which is about 150 kilometers in size. Now this region is very high speed. This region is consisting of very high speed winds, about 150 km per hour to 250 km per hour, which is moving in a circular motion, means they are moving in a circular way around eye. So this is and the thick thunder clouds which produces rainfall. And away from this region of the clouds, wind speeds are generally decreasing, and cyclone is also known as Chakravat in Hindi. We will not discuss about the form. How is this cyclone being formed? So what is the structure of cyclone? A cyclone is a rotation of air in the atmosphere at about the height of 10 to 15 kilometers. Next is the structure consists of the center of the cyclone, which is known as eye. So here you could see the diagram which is showing you the center of the structure, which is known as eye, and just beside these structure it is having the high speed winds which is moving in a circular motion. Next, when it is a clean area, means it is a very calm area. Okay, so there is no disturbance in this eye part. Then after that, what happens? The area ranges from 10 to 30 kilometers in diameter. Now the cloud region which is lying just beside this eye, this is the cloud region where you could see the white where you could see the white portions here. Okay, so this is made up of cloud. So it arises from the ocean, but it moves towards the sky, and from where there only it comes towards us. So what happens here, the cloud region lies around the eye and has a diameter of about 150 kilometers. Okay, now the cloud region has a high speed winds which is blowing at 150 to 200 kilometer per hour, accompanied by a heavy rainfall. Okay, next is the first indicator of cyclone can be observed by the strong winds which starts flowing and pushing away the water from the seashore. Okay, so the first indication of the cyclone can be observed when strong winds are there which is starting and pushing away the water from the seashore. Fine, so these cloud regions are blowing at 150 to 250 kilometers at a very high speed per hour. So as you could see, that speed is very high, and it is just flowing in the form of high speed winds. You could see here the diagram is also shown. I'll just quickly explain the diagram of the structure, so that you could understand that structure of cyclone, how it is being formed. So formation and the structure of cyclone is like this. So in the center, as I'm talking about, that in the center of the cyclone, it consists of a very calm area which is known as eye. Now forget about other these big vocabularies which is given here. Just see the simpler vocabularies, like what happens. So here the high speed winds are there which is up to 250 kilometers from the center on both the sides. So here also is 250 kilometers, here also is 250 kilometers. Now when the cloud starts rotating, it is moving because of the low pressure is created in this region. So the region of high pressure winds which is coming from the downward, it moves upwards. Okay, so this is a colder area which is going to bring the strong winds from the sea. It increases, so the moist wind is coming from the above side, and this moist wind is also coming, and the cold wind is also coming from the sea side. And because of the stronger lower pressure which is being generated, it causes the circular motion in this cyclone. So the cyclone starts moving in a circular way. Fine, but in between this area, it keeps on maintaining the low pressure, because of which the stronger winds which is coming from the sea towards this wall of this eye, it rises up, and because of this rising, it is going to move in a very circular manner. That is why it is also known as Chakravat. Okay, next, how is the cyclone formed? Let us see. So this is the picture which I showed you initially. This was the picture of the satellite picture of cyclone, okay, which was arising, and which was being captured by one of the satellites, so that we could be people could be alert that in this area that cyclones is going to be arised. Now next is that how is a cyclone formed? A cyclone is formed in the atmosphere over a warm sea near the equator during the hottest part of the month. Okay, during the hottest summer month, these cyclones are arising. Why they are arising? Because of the summer, the sun rays are having very much high intensity, and because of the high temperature, the evaporation is more. If more evaporation is taking place, it means that the area of low pressure is going to be developed. So once the area of low pressure developed, it is going to give rise to certain destructive phenomena. In some places, it just happens that thunderstorms come, but in many places in the world, they are hit with the cyclones on the very regular basis. Okay, so there could be different names of the cyclones, and some of the cyclones have just few months back we saw that there was a cyclone named Fani in the country also. Okay, in the various parts of the world, it was also hitting. So the cyclones could come in the place where it is a region of low pressure is developed at a very high rate. So cyclone is formed in the atmosphere over warm sea water near the equator during the hottest summer months. Factors like temperature, okay, high temperature, high humidity, wind speed, and wind direction, and rotation of the earth contribute to the development of the cyclone. So cyclone is always developed because of these factors, like the temperature must be high, then humidity is higher, then wind speed is higher. Then what happens, because of which the wind directions are also developing, then it is affected by the rotation of the earth, and it leads to the formation of a cyclone. So formation of a cyclone is explained as follows. The first is the sun's heat Sun heat is going to heat up the sea water too much during summers. Now warm and moist air rises up very rapidly from the sea water surface because evaporation rate is increased because of the high temperature. So this creates an area of very low pressure. As I told you that if the sun rays are rising up, then what happens? It is going the sun if the sun rays is there, it is going to heat up the water from the surface. This water is going to evaporate at a very faster rate. Once this water starts evaporating, it creates a low pressure. Why? Because there is a empty space present above the sea surface, and the water of the above the sea surface gets low pressure in because there is no air left now. So the air which is coming from the above side or from the colder region, it starts coming and filling the area of low pressure very rapidly. But this area is such a in a very high means it is in a very large area. That is why what happens, it develops like a cyclone. So as a warm and moist air which is containing lots of water vapor, it rises up in the atmosphere, it gets cooled, and the water vapor present in it condenses to form thick clouds. So these clouds are called thunder clouds, which is releasing a lot of heat on the earth's atmosphere. Okay, so this could be the structure of formation of cyclone. As it is rising up, you could see that I is in the center, which is the region of very low pressure, and the spiral winds are always there, which is going to help the cyclones in moving in a circular manner to cause it very destructive ones. Now what happens next? The heat it is released by the condensation of water vapor in the atmosphere, warms the air all around. Okay, so because of the condensation of the water vapor in the atmosphere, the warm air rises higher into the atmosphere, causing low pressure. More air rushes towards the center to take the place of this warm air. Okay, so this process is repeated again and again, and it is making more and more air rise up. And this air which is rising up from the sideways, it rises up in a very high manner, means it is going to a greater height. It is extended towards greater height. They are moving they are just moving around the center of the eye, means it is moving around the eye. It is going to be formed they form a very thick cloud like structure, and they are very much dense and causes a high speed winds. Okay, a constant rotation of the earth on the axis also exerts some force on this rapidly rising columns of air. So because of the earth's rotation also, it also creates certain pressure on these winds, which is moving upwards. So it adds up to the pressure. So what happens, it starts rising up in a very strong manner, in a very spiral form, and this spiral moving upward with a great force. The spiral moving air is with a great force, it rises up, creating a tunnel of a very low pressure inside it and within the thunder cloud. So you could see the diagram here, what is happening. The low pressure, it is arising from the sea water, but it is reaching towards the sky. Okay, now swirling winds move very faster and faster, and it becomes a very huge circle. Certain condition consisting of a system of high winds revolving around a center of low pressure area is known as cyclone. Okay, as I told you that it is known as Chakravat. Why Chakravat? Because it is in the shape of circular motion. So the area with the low pressure at the center of the cyclone is known as I. Now once a cyclone is formed, it begins to move over the surface of the sea. Okay, once it is formed, it starts moving above the sea surface. Now what happens, as it starts moving above the sea surface, it is sustained by the steady flow of the warm and the moist air which is coming from the warm sea. Okay, so what happens, the wind which is coming from the warm sea, it also helps the swirling motion, the circular motion of these cyclones to move upwards. So the strongest wind and the heaviest rainfall occur in the place where this thunder clouds are very strong, where it is moving in 20 to 30 kilometers from the center of the cyclone. Okay, so the area which is which is falling between 20 to 30 kilometers of this cyclone, it receives much amount of heavy rainfall. And now what happens, at the end of the cyclone, it comes quickly. If the end of a cyclone comes quickly, if cyclone moves over a land, because there is no longer heat to be received in the heat energy is there and moisture from the warm sea air. So what happens, as it reaches towards the land, its speed becomes lesser. Okay, now if it is coming inside a sea, it is coming from the sea, but once it is reaching towards the land, its speed decreases. That is why it, but still it is very much destructive once, as it is causing lots of death even of the population, even as the population of the plant, animals, and the human beings are greatly affected by these cyclones. So the cyclone is known by different names in the world. For example, a cyclone is known as hurricane and in America, and in a cyclone is also known as by typhoon in Japanese and Philippines. Okay, now next, what are the types of destructions, or what destructions are being caused by these cyclones? So as you know that if it is accompanied with a high speed winds and rainfall and thunderstorms, so what happens? So it is going to cause a very much destructive effects. So cyclones are greatest storm on the earth. Cyclones can be very destructive, as you could see the pictures. I will show you the more pictures in the further slides. So it is going to it is going to cause very much destruction to the life and property. Next, the cyclone cause widespread destruction and loss of life in the coastal areas in three ways. Now how what all destructions it is causing? By producing extremely high winds, by lifting the sea water several meters high. Okay, if the water is also arising with the wind, because it is a very high speed, so that high speed wind also takes the water to several high speed. So by bringing that, it is going to bring torrential rains, means very heavy rainfall is brought. The cyclone brings them with them extremely high speed wind, which causes a lots of destruction. The tremendous force of high speed winds is accompanied by a cyclone can topple trees, means it could fall down the trees, electric poles, telephone poles, vehicles, and it could damage the houses, and it also hurts the people, it also hurt the people through air, etc. Okay, and it also hurl the people, means it could also take up people with them, because it is in very high speed, so it is causing a great loss of water and great loss of life and property. So strong winds of cyclones are very powerful water waves. These are very powerful water waves and in the sea, and it is pushing the sea water towards the shore, even if the cyclone is 100 kilometers away. So because of the area is large, the cyclonic area is very large, which is coming from the sea, it is going to hit up the several kilometers from the sea towards the shore where people are living. Next is the extremely low pressure is occurring at the eye of the cyclone, which lifts the water surface, and it is also moving upwards with a height of 3 to 12 meters. Now next is the high rising sea water. It also appears like water while moving towards the seashore. Okay, so as you could see that water is coming towards the seashore. Very very high waves could be seen because of the high speed winds are there. Okay, speed winds are there. So these winds are going to take up the sea water with them, and this sea water is also arising at a very great height. Okay, it is also arising at a very great height. That is why destruction is much more in its extent. So this water wall is coming, as you feel that some wall of water is coming towards the people who are near the seashore. Now fast moving flood water brought in by a cyclone destroys roads, railway tracks. It is going to be filled. It washes away the vehicle. It takes away the vehicle with them, because it's very high speed. It damages houses. People are drowned in them. Animals are drowned. The fields, the crops, they have a greatest loss. So it caused loss of life and property as well. So the floods caused by the cyclone also reduce the fertility of the soil, because it is taking up all the fertile land soil with them once the water is washed off because of the flood. Okay, so next, what all destructions it is bringing? Cyclones are bringing very heavy rainfall, very very heavy rainfall. So if the continuous or heavy rainfall is brought by the cyclones in the many areas, it also worsens the flood situation in an area. So this increases the problem of the cyclone affected people. If flood is coming, then again if it is very difficult for the people to live there. So flood of the cyclone, which is caused because of the cyclone, it causes the pollution in the drinking water, and then it also spreads the waterborne disease like typhoid and dysentery. It also, the disease also kill more people in the cyclone affected area. So if the people are being affected by the cyclone firstly, and then secondly they are being affected because of the disease which is being caused by the flood water, which is being stagnating in a place, means they're standing, the still water is present in the places because it is being caught in the places where the people are living. So it causes flood like conditions. Next, a part of the land adjoining to the sea, near to the sea, and is called as coastal areas. So what is the definition of coastal area? Coast means the area which is lying just beside the sea. So the length of this coast is called coastline. So the whole coastline in India is vulnerable to the coast, into these cyclones. So the coastline means in India, the South India is mainly in the coastal areas, means, and here the Indian Ocean is there. Okay, then here Bay of Bengal is there, then here the Arabian Sea is there. So it is very much prone towards the cyclone. Why? Because nearly large water bodies are there, and it develops a low pressure area very rapidly. So because of the because this coastline is exposed towards the sea water, and it is exposed towards it is creating the area of low pressure. It is because they are more likely to cyclones to be happen in those areas. So the west coast of India is less vulnerable to the cyclonic storms, both in terms of intensity and frequencies. Okay, all the places, cities, villages in India which lie, see, these are the destructions which is caused by the cyclones. As you could see the picture, so this causes flood. After flood is also there, then it is having high speed winds. Okay, winds are blowing and it could take away the things with them, so trees could fall. So much destruction is caused by these cyclones. So it is very difficult for the people to survive in such a cyclonic condition. Okay, next is that in the people, those who are living in the coastal areas, they are likely to be affected much more. Why? Because cyclones are arising in the sea, and sea waves are going to come and hit these coastal areas only. Next is for example, the places like Chennai and Mangalore and Puri, all these are affected by the cyclones because they are the coastal areas, they are lying near the sea. On the other hand, those places which are far away from the sea, they are unlikely to be affected by the cyclones. Example, Delhi, Amritsar, Srinagar, all these are far away from the sea, so they are it is unlikely, or it is not likely that the cyclones are going to hit these places. Okay, so in country, Orissa was hit by the cyclone on 18th of October 1999. This cyclone has a wind speed of 200 kilometers and destroyed 45,000 houses, making 7 lakh people homeless. So many people were killed. Even the cyclones which hit on 29th of the same year, means in 1999, again the wind speed was about 260 kilometers. See, such a high speed winds are coming, and because of which 9 meters in high these water was rising. So thousands of people lost their life, and then the property of worth crore rupees were also destroyed. Cyclone also affect the water supply, electricity supply, the communication system, transport system, and agriculture as well. So because it is highly destructive. Okay, so what should be the planning, what should be the precautions which are very much necessary for the safety of the people from the cyclone? So there could be the effective safety measures which are being taken by the government. So see, this is such a destructive phenomenon. We should be prepared to fight with these kinds of natural disasters. So the effective safety measures which is taken by the government could be as follows. Like, for cyclone shelters should be constructed in the cyclone prone coastal areas. So these cyclone shelters are strong buildings usually built on pillars, okay, which can withstand with the high speed cyclonic winds, whereas the cyclone water could not enter. So they should be built on the pillars, and there could be rooms in them which contains basic amenities with basic facilities, so that people could be emptied and their houses, and they could come and stay there Next is that an effective cyclone forecast is also required for an essential service to be prevent to it, which could prevent the cyclonic disaster. Means people could all empty places and they could leave their places and move away. So the cyclone warning should be communicated rapidly on the concern of government agencies, okay, then ports, ships, to the fishermen and general people, those who are living in the coastal areas, through with the help of radios, televisions, telephones, newspapers, and other modes of communication. So we should understand the warnings which are given by the government, so we should not ignore, especially by the people those who are living in the coastal areas. Okay, the government vehicles such as buses and trucks should be kept ready to evacuate people like which are likely to be affected by the cyclones, so that they could move from their home to a safer place where cyclone shelters are there, and they could stay there for a longer time, and they could remain there as cyclone could hit their homes, and they could be homeless, and they could be even lifeless. They could lose their life also if these precautions are not taken on time. Next, what actions on the part of people should be before the cyclone hit areas? So the actions which are to be taken are, they should not ignore the cyclone warning. So this is very much important, which is given by the meteorological department. And I told you that what is a meteorological department? It is a department which is going to give the various weather reports, which is giving the weather reports on a daily basis, on the monthly basis. Even it is giving the weather reports of these natural disasters also which are coming, which are arising. It is going to warn the people through the newspapers, televisions, and the radios. Okay, so make necessary arrangements to shift the essential house goods and domestic animals, etc., to a safer place. The life is not only for the people, it is also for the animals also, and so they should be shifted towards the safer place. Next, we should be kept ready with the telephonic numbers in all emergency services like fire brigade, police stations, and hospitals. So we should keep these phone numbers ready, as you don't know that what kind of help you require and if cyclone is going to hit your area. Next thing is that remain in the state of preparedness and evacuate at short notice when you are asked to do so by the authorities. We should stay in a condition like if the cyclones are coming, we should be very ready about to evacuate the people, because evacuate the place. So this evacuation is very much required, because cyclone is not going to see whether the people are living or whether the animals are there, whether the plants is there. It is going to hit each and everything which is coming in the way. So we should evacuate the place. At least life could be there, then we could again construct your property. So similar precautions should be taken when similar action should be taken when such conditions like cyclonic conditions arises. Next, what precautions are to be taken after the cyclone when it is hitting a cyclone in a particular area? So people living in an area which has just hit by a cyclone, the following precautions should be observed. So what precaution you should take if already cyclone has come? Now next is do not drink water, because if drinking water from an open source, it means that it would be contaminated by the flood water. Contaminated means it might be containing some waterborne diseases, bacteria, viruses could be there. The drinking water should be kept clean and should be stored for emergencies. So you should not drink the dirty water. You should drink the only clean and safe water. Next is that you should not touch the wet electric switches with your wet hands and fallen electric power lines, because they could contain the current in them. So if high voltage is there, you could die because of electric shock. So you should not touch these electrical objects. Next is that do not enter the damaged building or the flooded water. Avoid driving on roads, because standing water may cause flood and it could damage the roads also even. So you should not drive in the car or any other vehicles, because already the standing water which is present on the roads, it could have damaged the roads badly. Next is that do not go out just for the sake of fun. Okay, this is very important, that we should not leave our house, we should not leave our homes just because we want to go out. Okay, you should keep listening to the local radios for the advice. We should only go out only when it is safe to do so. It's very if it is not necessary, we should not leave our homes. Next is that see what all things you should do while during these cyclones. So what all things has to be done? First one is we should get ready. What to get ready? We should monitor the alerts. Okay, then we should ready to shut down all external doors and windows. Then we should gather the family and review the evacuation plan. Means you should always be ready to do all these things. Next, we should shelter at home. Means you should take all the necessary things inside your homes. You should remain inside with your emergency kit and battery and radio. Okay, next is that you should turn off gas and electricity and unplug the appliances so that electricity so that it is not causing any kind of electrical shock like things, or it should not, your house should not catch fire. Next is that move people and pet to the strongest part of the house. Okay, if you cannot evacuate your house, you should know that whether in which room you, if you are staying, it will be safer for the people and the pets as well. Next, if you have to leave the room, then you have to follow the evacuation plan, which at which place you should go and stay. Then do not attempt to drive in the vehicle when the cyclones are going to come. Okay, you can't, if you can't take pets, then you should lock them inside the bathroom or a laundry. They should be kept united, because with the food also, even they could, if you could not take your pets away, you should leave them in the strongest part of your house with some food, so that they will be alive if you when you return back. So these are the various things which should be followed by the people, so that they could be safe during these cyclone hit areas. Okay, next, if you feel that some technologies are also there which is going to help you for the protection, so these technologies are very helpful in giving the protection from the cyclones, as it is, there are satellites and radars now we are having, which is going to, with the help of these radars and the cyclone alerts are being made. Not before 48, it is being issued before 48 hours. Now if it, sometimes it was issued before 24 hours in advance, so it is going to tell you that satellites are going to observe, they are watching continuously that whether a cyclone is arising or not, or if it is arising, it is going to alert the people. So advanced technologies have helped a lot for protection, better protection from the cyclones. Next, see, these are the various technologies like satellites and radars have made the predictions possible. Okay, we are doing the forecast. Forecast means we are giving the information before only. Okay, we are giving the information before the cyclone is arising, so that people could be safe. Nowadays several national international organizations are also monitoring these issues. Nowadays cyclones are alert is being issued every 48 hours in advance if the storm is expected in an area. Next, if then a cyclone warning is, when a cyclone warning is issued before 24 hours, this warning is broadcasted in an area after the interval of half and 1 hour. Okay, so it is going to be monitored at a very small at a very large scale, so that people could be safe when the time is there. Next, there are other names of the cyclones like hurricanes and typhoons. In the American countries, it is known as hurricanes. In the typhoon is by the name of typhoon, it is known as in Japan and Philippines. Okay, so this is the figure which is showing you the various places from where it is arising. Now, what is the difference between a cyclone and a hurricane? So hurricane is arising in the western Atlantic Ocean. It is always a violent storm, okay, with water which causes heavy rainfall. And cyclone is a violent tropical storm of wind. It could be of wind only, it could be of water, it could be of wind. Then it is moving very faster and it forms over a tropical water of southwest Pacific. So if it is coming from southwest Pacific and South Atlantic, it becomes a cyclone. And if it is coming from West Atlantic Ocean, it becomes hurricane. Okay, so there are various other names of the cyclone which is coming in the world. Okay, so I'll provide you the list also. You could see the various names of the cyclones. Okay, so we have studied about the cyclone, its structure, and also about the destruction which is caused by the cyclones. Even we have studied about the role of technologies which is going to help you to come out from those cyclonic areas, to come out from the disaster. This should minimum loss of property and life should happen if we have a proper forecast method. So we should all follow the necessary precautions which should be taken while and during these cyclone when they are coming. So that is all for today's video. I will meet you all in the next video with the next topic to be discussed.